Hello, my name is Dele-Davids. You're welcome to Life Stories with Bussy. Okay, so thank you for always being my partner every week, for always watching, for always sharing your comments, sharing our videos and all that. Thank you so much. If this is your first time of seeing our channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and leave your comments. I would always respond back. Okay, so today we have a story. The lady dropped a comment in the comment section that she wanted to share a story, and I sent my number to her and she called me and she gave me a lowdown on this story. And sincerely, I didn't even know what to say was the issue with her husband, but you would get to see what happened. I'm not sure whether to refer to my husband as my husband or my ex-husband. Okay, so she says that, hello Bussy, I ran away from my marriage and I was lucky to run with my children. First, let me say to matured single ladies, no pressures. Once we succumb to pressure, we will end up with a wrong person and we will be back to 0 points. Matured single ladies. So we recall that we had this conversation about matured single adults and we kept on saying the same thing, no pressures. I was already in my 30s when a mutual friend introduced me to my husband, Kazim. I was really desperate to get married. All my friends were married with children, so I really wanted to get married. I didn't know Kazim very well. Well, it wasn't like we were best of friends, but we got married. Kazim was staying with his father and stepmother before we got married. When we got married, his parents told us that we could stay at a house that belonged to Kazim's stepmother. It was an abandoned house. When we went to clean up, we saw some gourds, some clay pots and funny stuff which we cleared out. When we moved in, Kazim said someone used to call him on the phone and curse him on the phone. When I heard this, I decided that the next day that number calls again, that I would pick up the phone. So I did pick up the phone and I started praying. And then that stopped. I was working in a multinational making good money, so I had no issues. Kazim, however, wasn't making a headway with his business and he never encouraged me to do the things I wanted. I wanted to go for my master's, he said I shouldn't go. I wanted to start a business, he said I shouldn't go. I wanted to travel, he said I shouldn't go. So he never really encouraged anything I wanted to do. When we had our twins, my HMO in the office footed the bills. His parents insisted that we had to come to their house to do the naming ceremony and I obliged them. After the twins, we didn't try for a baby for a while. My parents-in-law started asking questions and all that, asking when we're going to get pregnant again and all that. And I was wondering why they were curious. We already had the twins. Eventually, when I got pregnant, I didn't tell them. They started complaining about how I didn't tell them that I was pregnant. Even my husband was like, we should have told them that I was pregnant. And I was curious. I was wondering, why should I begin to announce to them that I was pregnant? I already planned that I was going to have my baby abroad. I also did not mention that to my parents-in-law. I didn't feel the urge to let them know my plans. I footed all my bills to have my baby abroad, but the baby fell ill when we came back to the country and the baby eventually died. All the while when the baby was sick, they never came to our house or saw this baby. Immediately when we lost the baby, they came to our house and even asked for food. I don't know how my husband came in contact with some pastors who told him that for him to succeed, we had to leave that house. Remember, the house was his stepmother's house. The pastors told him that we had to leave that house. I supported the move because I had never been comfortable in the house. We moved out of the house when my parents-in-law went for their annual vacation abroad. When they came back, they were so mad that we left the house without telling them our plans. At this point, I stopped sharing my thoughts or plans with them. I didn't think I needed to share my plans with my parents-in-law. Even when I got my American visa, I didn't tell my husband because I didn't want him to go telling his parents. It was after I'd gotten it, that was when I sat him down to say I'd gotten an American visa. Note that in all of this, I was the one footing every bill. Before this time, my husband wasn't doing well and I would raise money for different things. I raised money for our house rents. and my husband refused to pay the landlord. He used the money for sacrificial offering in church. Same with the money I raised from selling some of my jewelry for the children's school fees. He would ask me to go and borrow money from my sibling, which I wasn't comfortable with. The landlord was beginning to breathe down on our neck, and so we agreed I should go and stay with my family abroad for a while. When we got into the country, I told him I was going to file in our documents so that we could stay back. He said he was cool with it. I even put his name in the document so that he could come join us. He agreed. When it was time to put in the documents and they requested for blood works, he said he wasn't going through with it any longer. Note that at this time, all his half-siblings from his stepmother were all living abroad, and he was the only one living in Nigeria, and he even had to go back to stay with his father and stepmother. I had to pay extra money to get his name out of the document since he said he wasn't going any longer. Then he started complaining I wasn't sending him money. I was there with 3 children, and I didn't understand how I was supposed to take care of them and also send him money. Then he stopped talking to me. He stopped getting in touch with the children. I called him many times to be responsible for his children. He wasn't doing that. One day, I called his father and told him to get his son to be responsible for his children. My husband later called and started shouting, repeating what his father claimed I said, things I never uttered from my mouth. Anyway, as of now, it's been 7 years I traveled. We don't talk, we don't communicate. Once in a while, he sends money to the account I sent to him. Once in a while, he calls the children on the phone I got for them. He doesn't call me, and we have no discussion. I figure I'm not married to him again, but I really don't want any dealing with him or his family. Sincerely, this story, I don't even know what to say. But I think that I'll pick up some points. And the first point for me was the fact that she herself knew that she married wrongly. You know, she said she was desperate. And this is a trend with matured single ladies. I think that we should have a program for matured single ladies where we'll talk and discuss with them. Because this is becoming a trend, you know. A lot of matured single lady marrying, you know, below them, below their standard. They just marry low, they marry beneath them. And you now start having this kind of issues. There are loads of things that did not seem right. There were red flags everywhere. Why would you be married? Why would you be marrying a man who was staying in his father's house at that age? Then they told you to go and stay in the stepmother's house. You know, there are just so many things, not whatever. And then you marry a man, the man is not doing great. You now get money for some things and you now give it to him to go and sort out the bills. He goes and use it for sacrificial offering in church. I don't get it. I don't get it. But you see, the signs were already there. The signs were already there. I don't really know what to say, but it's been 7 years since you traveled and you guys have been apart. I think this is a ground for divorce. I am not an advocate of divorce, but sincerely, if you know that you're not having anything, you don't want to have anything to do with them any longer, I think that you just file for divorce and let everybody go their separate ways. Of course, it's obvious that this guy is not interested in the marriage any longer and you have since moved on. So I think that you just put a note of finality to it, a legal finality to it. Or guys, what do you think? Please, let's meet in the comment section. Because I really am lost sometimes at some of these things and why it keeps happening. Let's meet in the comment section and let us discuss this. Till next time when I come your way again, my name remains Dele-Davids. Before you leave, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you.